Hi, welcome to Curious Bricks. Today we're going to talk about Nucor Corporation, ticker symbol NUE, Q3 2020 earnings call. NUE is part of S&P 500 index under the materials sector. The company's earnings call was hosted on October 22, 2020. Since this is our first time covering Nucor, we'll start with a quick overview of what Nucor does and how they make money. Nucor is the largest steel and steel products company in North America. Because they use electric arc furnace, or known as EAF, to produce steel, Nucor is also the largest steel recycler in North America. The company reports a total revenue of $23 billion in 2019, and they shipped a total of 23 million tons of steel to external and internal customers. The key markets that Nucor sells to include service centers, construction, energy, and heavy machinery. The company is divided into three groups: steel mills, steel products, and raw materials. The steel mills group produces various types of steel and sell to both external customers and steel products group. The steel products group processes raw steel and sell value-added products to external customers. Lastly, the raw materials group primarily supports the need from its own steel mills. As you can see, these three groups create a self-sufficient value chain. Before we dive into the financial details, let's take a quick look at some key statistics. As of November 20th, 2020, NUE share price is $52.55, and its market cap stands at $16 billion. The trailing price earning ratio is around 37. Forward dividend is $1.60 per share, or 3% yield. Now let's take a look at their latest quarterly financials. We'll start with the income statement. In Q3 2020, NUE reported total revenue of $4.9 billion, which is 10% lower than the same quarter last year. In this quarter, Steel Mills Group is showing a greater revenue decline than the other groups. Cost of products sold and G&A expenses also decreased, which resulted in a comparable operating margin of $330 million, or 7%, versus 8% from a year ago. NUE also published the revenue breakdown by steel type in their 10-Q filing. The overall year-over-year shipment is down 3%, but sheet and plate revenue decline was significantly higher due to softer market pricing. Now moving to the balance sheet. NUE raised its cash and cash equivalent by $1 billion to a total of $3.3 billion. Meanwhile, long-term debt increased by a similar level. All in all, the net debt looks comparable to where they were at the beginning of the year. In this quarter, management is seeing a broader market improvement. Non-residential market remains resilient. Automotive market has a strong rebound due to historical low inventory level by OEMs, and renewable energy market was up 15% year over year. Nucor started several high-profile projects in 2019, and these projects are on track to commission in 2020 and 2021. Total 2020 capex spend is expected to be around $1.7 billion. Since this earnings call was hosted 2 weeks prior to the presidential election, Nucor was hopeful that the new administration would consider increasing national spending on the infrastructure projects once the president takes office. During the Q&A session, analysts asked several questions related to the current state of market. Plate market was soft at the beginning of the Q3, but the recent price increase announcement was fully accepted by the customers, and there was another price increase just announced. On the other hand, scrap market looks quite stable. When it comes to 2021 and future capex plans, Nucor indicated a $2 billion spend for 2021, but details will be confirmed during the next conference call. The management team constantly evaluates new capex opportunities and anticipates total annual capex projects in the range of $400 to $500 million in a typical year. Lastly, the analysts were interested in knowing the market feedback from these recent capex projects. Nucor was quite optimistic with its new galvanizing capability in its Hickman, Arkansas mill, which could lead to additional growth in the automotive market. The new plate mill in Kentucky will place Nucor in a geographic advantage to better serve the plate market. Overall, these projects aim to provide new capability, not capacity. Now, let's take a look at NUE's stock performance before and after the earnings call. NUE reported revenue of $4.93 billion, beat analysts' expectation of $4.54 billion, and its EPS of 63 cents also beat the consensus of 51 cents. However, the market had quite a tepid reaction after the earnings release. Lastly, here's the latest summary of analyst ratings of the company. Currently, there are 14 analysts covering NUE, and the ratings are almost equally spread under hold, buy, and strong buy. If you are interested in knowing more about this company, I recommend you conduct further analysis of the company's public filings. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel.